Hi there, thanks for joining. Today's 15-minute flow, you don't really need much. You don't really even need a mat. Wear anything, any time of day. Let's get into a really nice, gentle yoga stretch. We'll start today at the top of the mat or at the top of your space. Grounding through both feet, taking deep inhale through the nose. Soften through the exhale breath, finding mountain pose, nice and stable here, rolling the shoulders up towards the ears and down the spine, fingertips open wide. Inhale through the nose, slowly exhale. Inhale, soften as you exhale. Inhale, let go, exhale. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead, palms to touch, hands to heart center on the exhale breath. Inhale, breath, root through the feet, rise through the arms. And exhale, bring hands through heart center. One more time, breath in, sweep arms up. And exhale, hands through heart. Arm sweep up on the inhale breath. Keep the body as it is. Open up the elbows to the side. Lift through the heart space to the top corner of the room. Inhale, breath, arms reach up, maybe palms touch. And exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms sweep up. Lift out of the waist. Exhale, elbows out wide, heart lifts. Maybe slight back bend. Arms sweep up on the inhale breath. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Let's turn this into a forward fold Uttanasana. Send the hips back, knees slightly bent. And add your fold. Deep forward fold, weight is in the toes. Take a breath in and a breath out as you pour over the front of the legs. Option to hold on to opposite elbows, swaying as you get into your side waist. Warm up every part of the back of the body here. Do what feels right in your body and in your space. When you pass through center again, release your arm bind here. Inhale, halfway lift, extend the spine, hands crawl up the legs, fold on the exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold on your exhale breath. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, find a fold. Fold the body in half, sending the tailbone up and back. Roll the body all the way up. We're going to meet in mountain pose when you get there. Rolling one vertebra at a time, stacking the spine. Neck and shoulders come up last. When you get to your mountain pose, roll the shoulders up and back. Make room for the heart space. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, hands through heart center. Let's find Uttanasana, chair pose. Bring weight into the heels. Circle the arms all the way up, palms facing one another, or any other arm variation that feels right for you today. Inhale, extend through the spine. Fold on your exhale breath. We'll start to get into the fold. Inhale, into the flow. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fingertips towards the mat or on the mat. Step back with the right foot here. Find your low lunge and get comfortable. Sending the gaze forward, back heel towards the back of the mat. Really cinch everything up into midline here. Strong core, hips pointing forward. Take a breath in. We're going to Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose on the exhale breath. Send the hips back. Back heel comes to the mat. I'm going to step my back heel in a little bit. Flex through the front toes. Send both hips back in space evenly, maybe add a halfway lift, and then go ahead and fold on the exhale, bringing the chest down towards the shin, finding a great stretch in the hamstring. And we'll rebend, find low lunge. Turn all 10 toes to face the long side of your mat. We're going to move into a side lunge here. Left knee is going to stay bent. Now you be your guide here. Maybe Skandasana, sit bones towards the heels. Kind of leaning on my couch here, finding a side bend that works for you here, side lunge. Now go ahead and lift and transfer to the other side, side lunge. My toes are angled outwards to protect this knee. There you go. And find a little space, maybe press through this right foot to lift a little bit. We're going to turn and face the back of the mat, pivot on the back toes, finding your high lunge, hips even, sink them down, lift through that heart space still, find an opening in the upper body, maybe add the arms, maybe the slightest back bend as you lift through the heart. Press through the inner arches of the feet to really engage through the core. Take one more breath in, lift the heart, exhale, hands through center. Stay here, move into a bent leg warrior 3. So go ahead and find weight in this front foot. Left toe is on the mat. Come right into your pose if you'd like to find your balance here by lifting this back foot. Maybe play around with it a few times. Or maybe simply leave this back toe on the mat for a little bit more stability, right? We'll hinge at the hips, send the heart forward, extend through this back leg, hip, knee, ankle, toe, really stretching through the skin. Whew. One more inhale and one more exhale, knee into chest. Left knee is going to lift up, find your center. Exhale to chair pose, both feet on the mat. Take a breath in, fold on the exhale breath. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold, left foot, big step back, low lunge. And find a little sway here. Find what you need to open up the hips. Take an inhale, send the heart forward. Pyramid pose on the exhale breath, send the hips back. Inhale and exhale, maybe work on a little bit of depth here. Option to keep this front knee bent. Feeling a nice hamstring stretch. Inhale, halfway lift, make some space for travel to the long side of your mat here. Side lunge or skandasana. Pick your journey. Move to the front of the mat and find that inner thigh stretch. Find a little bit of space here, maybe lift up on this front foot, pivot on the back toes, high lunge back to the top of the mat here, facing the top of the mat. Take a breath in, sink through the hips on the exhale breath. We'll bring hands through heart center, working on our bent leg warrior 3 here. So sliding this back foot in as much or as little as you need, maybe taking off and lifting, finding the balance here. Really extending through this back leg, back toes, level off the hips for 3, 2, 1. Back knee comes into chest. Inhale, breath. Chair pose on your exhale. Stay for an inhale. Long spine. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Find a nice back extension. Fold on the exhale, right foot steps back. Low lunge. Moving with the breath a little bit more here. Engage the inner thighs. Inhale, heart sends forward. Exhale, high pyramid pose. Send the hips up and back. Inhale, halfway lift, side lunge or skandasana, long side of the mat here. Maybe add a nice spinal rotation, hooking the left elbow to the left inner thigh. And release, travel to the back. Again, maybe finding rotation, opening up here, rotating through the spine, wringing it out. And finding a little lift here, maybe some balance, pivot on the back toes, high lunge, back of the mat. Adding the arms, take a breath in as you settle down, engage the inner thighs here. And bring hands through heart center. Your version of your bent leg warrior 3. Any balance challenge that works for you today. Take a breath in, balance, and a breath out. Left knee comes up into the chest. And on your exhale, chair pose. Take a breath in, fold on the exhale. Halfway lift, inhale, breath. Fold on the exhale, left foot, big step back with control, low lunge. Take a breath in, extend the spine, exhale, hips up and back. Inhale, halfway lift, all 10 toes the long side of the mat, your version of skandasana or side lunge. Travel to the front of the mat, find your stretch. Lift a little bit so you can pivot on the back toes, high lunge facing the top of the mat here. Inhale, stay for the exhale. Hands come through heart center. Send the heart forward as you reach the back toes back, pulling through the knee, lifting through the heel, keeping both hip points facing down. Inhale, right knee comes up into the chest. Chair pose on your exhale breath. Inhale and exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale, breath. Fold on the exhale, fingertips down, right foot steps back in space, low lunge. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, moving forward halfway. Spin around to the long side of your mat, side lunge. Back of the mat, side lunge. Find a little lift, pivot on the back toes. Inhale, rise, high crescent lunge. Exhale, stay. Bring hands through heart center here. Send the heart forward. Bent leg warrior 3. Now listen carefully here. Moving into tree pose, lifting left sole of the foot on the left leg. Anywhere that you'd like, holding it. Take a breath in. And chair pose on your exhale breath, back of the mat. Take a breath in here, extend. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale, fingertips, left toe back. Low lunge, inhale, exhale, high pyramid pose. Inhale to this long side of your mat, exhale, Skandasana. Front of the mat, Skandasana. Inhale, pivot on the back toes, rise, exhale, settle in to your high crescent lunge. Inhale. And go ahead and send the heart forward on your exhale, balance. Maybe bent leg warrior 3. Inhale, stand, exhale to tree pose. Holding it for 3, 2, and 1. Breath in. Chair pose on the exhale, breath out. Let's do this one more time. Inhale, exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale, breath. And exhale, fold, fingertips to the mat, right foot steps back. Inhale, create the space in the spine. Exhale, long pyramid pose. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, Skandasana, side of the mat. Transfer to the back of the mat. High lunge, back of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, find your balance. Inhale. Exhale to tree pose. Breath in, chair pose, breath out. Inhale, breath, exhale. Find a fold, inhale halfway. Step back, exhale, low lunge. Inhale, and exhale, high pyramid pose. Find space, long side of the mat, Skandasana. To the front, Skandasana. To the front, high lunge. You got this last round. Inhale, arms sweep up. Stay for the exhale. Get ready for your last balance challenge here. Sending the heart forward, lifting the back toes. And moving into your final tree pose. However you'd like to land the right sole of the foot. Take a breath in, stand a little bit taller. And a breath out, mountain pose. Take 2 breaths in through the nose. Open up the mouth, exhale. 1 more inhale. And 1 more exhale. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Thanks for joining today. Feel free to put in a few more reps if you do have the time. If not, this is a great way to get the heart rate going. A nice gentle stretch to include in your day. Until next time, peace.